Hey, what's up, everybody? This video is basically something that just stemmed off of, just Twitter drama or whatever. I wouldn't really call it an argument, just kind of bullshit. Basically, a few people got riled up about my personal opinion on transsexuality, I guess you can call it. Anyways, I was sitting there thinking to myself how, it just doesn't make sense to me that a person can transition from, let's say, female to male. And while they were female, they dated females, right? But they go from female to male, and then they date males only. So you pretty much transition from a woman to a man to be a gay man, but you used to date women. Maybe to some people, maybe even to most, this makes sense and it's normal, whatever. But for me personally, I just feel like I don't see the point. I don't see the point. But to each their own. I'm not bashing anybody for who they choose to fuck or what they choose to do with their life and their body. I'm just saying it didn't make sense to me. So, I tweeted it, and a trans man was following me and proceeded to call me ignorant, which I find hilarious because it's so funny that when somebody doesn't agree with your life choice or your views, they're automatically ignorant. If you knew the definition of ignorant, you would know that it's pretty much someone who has no knowledge of something. It's not that I don't have the knowledge of the trans community. It's just that I don't fucking agree with some of the shit. You know what I mean? But like I said, to each their own. You don't live for me, and I'm not bashing you. My opinion is mine, and that's it. But I got pissed off because I was called ignorant, for starters. Second of all, I was called a lesbian. The statement that was made was, it's always the lesbians. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not a lesbian. However, my bio on Twitter does not include the word lesbian. It says androgynous. Therefore, you just assume that I'm a lesbian, and then you just slap the label on me. That's ignorant. So, anyways, to answer the question for those who are asking if I'm a lesbian or not, I'm only attracted to and only date females. And I'm a female-bodied individual. I don't want to change that. I love my physical appearance, my body. However, I identify as androgynous. Therefore, I'm somewhat male and female. But physically, I'm female and content with that. So I guess in a way you could say that I'm a lesbian. And then in another way you can say that I'm not. You know what I mean? But another trans person proceeded to say that I'm pretty much bad-mouthing a community that I'm a part of. And my response to that is, what fucking community? Because I'm my own person. I'm not a part of, or I've never said I was a part of the LGBT community. Now, the LGB community, yeah, I've never considered trans people a part of the gay community. And it's not to, alienate them or, try to play them off or anything like that. But in the community, you have lesbians who are women who like women. You have gays who are men who like men. You have bisexuals who like both. And then there's transgendered. I know plenty of transgendered people who get offended when you call them gay. I know some trans men who won't even date a lesbian because they're not a female and they feel like a lesbian should be with a lesbian. So they consider themselves heterosexual men and they date heterosexual women. So I don't understand how the definition gay, which is one person of a certain gender liking that same gender, that same sex, how does that equate to transgender? It doesn't. It's two totally different things. And I honestly feel like transgendered people, or the term transgendered was thrown into the LGBT, community or that bracket because they're not straight. And I find that a lot of people tend to categorize all of the things that go against society's norm. So because they're not gay, but they're not straight, they get thrown into the gay community. And that's not cool. It's not. Because I feel like they're totally different people. I have no problem with them, but I feel like they're not gay. So how are they part of the gay community? So is it just okay to take a group of people or anybody that's anything but straight and throw them into the gay community just because they don't fit in the straight community? No. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't agree. I don't. And a lot of people may unfollow me. They may dislike this video, feel some kind of way. That's totally fine. But gay people as a whole, lesbians as a whole, bisexuals, we have been shunned by straight people, conservative people, traditional people for not following the norm. And we all stick together. But I find it ironic that a lot of people on Twitter felt the need to come in my head because my viewpoint isn't the lesbian norm. It's not the gay community norm. The majority of gays and lesbians do support transgendered people and consider them a part of the community, but I don't consider them a part of the gay community because I feel like they're not gay. So because my viewpoint is not of the gay norm, I'm ignorant? Nah, I'm sorry. But that's just how I feel. And honestly, my initial statement of, me not understanding how people go from one gender to another gender just to like the opposite sex of what they originally were, that wasn't to offend anybody. It wasn't for me, to be an asshole, hurt any feelings, or, throw any shots or anything like that. That was just me stating how I felt and what I was thinking at that moment. And I apologize if any of my followers, took offense to it and their feelings were hurt because that wasn't my intent. But I refuse to let somebody bash me and call me ignorant because I don't agree with your viewpoint. I'm sorry. I'm my own person, as are you. Agree to disagree or fucking unfollow me.